Hi Scandi friends! I'm sure you realize that in the Nordic countries we eat a lot of rye bread. Well, we also eat a lot of crisp bread, or in Danish it's called knækbrød. And I decided to bake it today. I added several different kinds of seeds and I think it turns out really delicious. So let's start mixing ingredients. Here we have the ingredients for my rye crisp, or in Danish it's called knækbrød. Some people also call it hard tack bread. I am going to use half a cup of sunflower seeds, half a cup of pumpkin seeds, half a cup of sesame seeds, half a cup of hemp seeds, half a cup of flax seeds, half a cup of oatmeal. And then I have rye flour here, and it's about 9 ounces, 3/4 cup of water, and also half a cup of olive oil. I'm using 2 teaspoons of salt and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So now let's mix it all together. So first I pour all the seeds in the bowl. I add the salt on top of the rye flour, mix it in. And of course the baking powder I also want to mix in with the rye flour. Mix it a little bit by hand. Okay, and then I'm going to pour in the water as well as the oil. And of course you can mix this by hand, or I'm going to use my electric mixer now. And I let my electric mixer mix it up for a couple of minutes. And the mixer did a good job, but I'll just finish it up by hand on the table here. Put flour on the table, of course. Squeeze it together, and then I'm going to roll it out between 2 pieces of plastic. So I divide it in 2 halves, and then I can roll the first piece out. And I'm going to roll out the knækbrød, or the rye crisp, between 2 pieces of parchment paper. So here. Pull it out in an oblong piece, and I am now going to cut it. Let's see. It depends on how big you want the pieces to be, but I probably cut it into 3 pieces. I think that'll be fine. And just squeeze it together, falls apart a little bit, and then I cut it this way. That should be fine now. And here you see, I put it on the baking sheet, and I can now stick it in the oven. And the oven has been set at 400 degrees, and I should probably bake it for about 15 minutes. So in it goes. So here it is in the oven, and I'll be back in about 15 minutes. And while the first piece is in the oven, I prepare the second piece. I can roll that out now. If you don't want to slice this, just break it apart afterwards. After you get it out of the oven, you can, it doesn't have to be exact. And when the first piece comes out, I stick this in the oven. And I just took it out of the oven, and you can see it's all stiff. So this is perfect. Now I have to let it cool down though, okay? But I'll slide it off the baking sheet and put the other piece in now to bake. And the second piece is in the oven, and I will be back. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how thin you roll it out. So my rye bread has cooled down. I'm now going to serve rye bread for a couple of friends. And of course we need some butter. Probably want a few berries. But I have to admit, when we serve rye bread, we always like to serve it with some cheese. And here I have a piece of Danish Havarti cheese. And let's see, we can also use some jam. If you don't have fresh berries, use some jam. And I now butter my rye crisp or knækbrød. And of course I like a little bit of cheese on top. So I appreciate you watching me today, and here we take a bite of my crisp bread. So good. I love the crunchiness. Really. Hopefully you also like it. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching. See you another day. And of course, skål. It goes so well with a cup of coffee.